Hello, class, and welcome to CNG 125. Starting our week 15, um, pretty much our last full week together. From today, we have a week and a day left. We go until Tuesday, the 11th. So make sure that you're, getting all those items in that maybe you forgot about or maybe missed. Make sure you're going to netacad.com, doing one quiz and one exam. Those are required for credit on the final. It's laid out in the syllabus um, under, I think, final exams. Um, in order to stay a Cisco Academy and keep using all their stuff, um, part of our job is to make sure that we are doing um, our part to stay validated in their material. So once again, I don't know where it's at. Um, right here. Final exam. Yeah, final exam. If you do not participate in the CNAP quiz and exams, you'll be ineligible for the final exam. Um, and maybe that's just a little bit off since that's putting a word, another space where there shouldn't be one. But make sure you do that Chapter 9 exam and a quiz. I don't care what quiz, but a quiz. Basically, then I'll go to um, CNAP. Where's it at? Cisco networking. Well, I'll go to our class and just basically look at everybody's names, and you should have, I think it's a score of, you have two items in. Actually, it doesn't say, it just tells me you have two items in, and those are the quiz and the exam 9. This week, we don't have a lot of work this week because you should have been practicing everything up until this point. So if you have Kaplan, make sure to turn in your Kaplan this week. Once again, Kaplan will boost your test scores, test 1 and 2 and 3. If you didn't get a perfect score on them, this will bring those test scores up, and then you'll be able to retrieve more credit. In this course, there's no extra credit. Everything's kind of, you have to do the work to get the grade you want. The grade you want credit for. So that requires you to maybe go back and use Kaplan to boost these test scores. Once again, preparing you for the Network Plus certification. What else in network? We have, I don't think, is there a quiz? No, there's no quiz. Yeah, there's no quiz. That's all we have this week is the final and the final exam. Make sure you are prepared for it. I cannot stress that enough, that lack of preparation usually is what does people in. And that, of course, you don't get another redo. You just do that final once. And once again, I suggest going back to week, I believe, 9, and starting from, lab 15, can you work all the way up to lab lab 24. Can you do all these labs without any problem, and have no hiccup into getting all the way here? The time limit for the I believe the time limit for the exams are an hour each, and that's plenty of time. You don't get B until you turn in A, so make sure that A is perfect. Then the machine will release you part B. You have an hour per test, so make sure that and I can't stress this enough, also make sure that you're in an environment that allows you the time and the focus to take these tests. I know, especially now, it's difficult to get that study time if you have kids at home or other siblings making a lot of noise. But just kind of make an area of time, or let everybody know in your house, hey, look, I'm taking a skills final. Um, I'll need an hour just of quiet or something. Um, Definitely put those aside. They don't have to be done one after another. Realize that the timers do start when you download the file. Um, and that's one thing to keep aware of. You can take one, turn it in, and then I don't know, maybe the next day start the next one at the same time. I know people when they take their test, some people aren't morning people, some people are not night people. I didn't know that. I did have one student that was taking tests at like 3 in the morning, and that was his optimal time for taking exams. So make sure that you are actually setting yourself up for the most success. And that's what I can't stress in this course. Again, that's the only thing we have to do this week. So make sure you're prepared when you're taking um, the finals. I can't stress that enough. This week's reflection is a little different. We only have one question to answer this week. How will you use this knowledge in the future? You know, if you're going to take 125, you know, this course relates directly to 125. 125, we kind of look at networking not from a Cisco point of view, but from just a non-biased point of view, kind of an industry, I don't know, an industry advantage point that really holds no bias. And it's a little of the same stuff, but then you get to see it in a different light. This chapter, actually, this semester, we looked at everything from like a Cisco vantage point, um, and we get to see how Cisco relates to the network. But then next semester, if I have you for 125, we'll look at things from that non-biased standpoint, and then also start to apply what you learned in both classes to projects at the end of the semester. I think we have about a month's worth of projects that we do in that course. So we start applying this knowledge of, okay, we need to do QoS, we need to do subnetting, and everything that you've learned in both semesters then accumulate, and you demonstrate your knowledge through those projects. And that's one thing you can take from knowledge, how you'll use this knowledge in the future. Once again, subnetting, if you didn't quite become a master or you're still having trouble, it does take practice, and it's one of those skills that if it just like at math, if you don't use it, it kind of becomes rusty in it. You will eventually need to retrain on it at some point, but it'll be easier for you to pick up the second time around. And with that, I think we'll cut the video off here. Your grades should be in for last week, probably today. I think I can get to them today. But just make sure that you are prepared for the skills final and the final when you take them. Make sure that you're going into NetAcad and doing the quiz in the exam 9 to make sure you're prepared. And with that, I think we only have one more video left that I'll post next Monday. Then that'll be our exiting video. Congratulating you guys for a semester well done. With that, have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon.